Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me for this random message. I greatly appreciate you all for coming by. So I just recently got the Light Seers Tarot. I believe this is a mini version, and I was testing it out. I have interviewed the deck already, did some cleansing on it, and ran through it. And this is one of the messages that came up, and I just feel that this is for somebody out there. And so I'd like to break it down for you guys. Please let me know in the comments below if this is your situation here. Somebody is very clearly sad. We've got the Five of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the Three of Swords here. So all signifying a grand heartbreak in a situation, a lot of disappointment with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, potentially, and I'm thinking for the majority of whoever needs to hear this message, and it could be a lot of you, okay? So do take it as it fits for you. I believe this has to do with a relationship or with love. Not only do we have the Two of Cups here coming out in reverse, but we also have the Lover's card. There we go. We also have the Lover's card. So we've got card of Gemini here with the Lover's card. We've got the Hermit card of Virgo on the table and the Queen of Swords here capping off at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is Libra for me, but can be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, all right? So I feel that this is a grand disappointment in some sort of relationship. Potentially, this never worked out to begin with, all right? Or it never worked out the way it was supposed to. Potentially brought a lot of instability and a lot of disappointment from the very beginning. This could have been financial disappointment. You could have found yourself having to save your coins, hoard your monies. Or maybe somebody here within this mix was selfish with their time, their energy, with their half here. They could have been selfish with their finances as well, withholding information from you, or very closed off emotionally to you, okay? And that was a very disappointing situation. It feels from the very beginning, but when everything fell apart, now this could be recent here, for some of you, this could be just a residual energy that this heartbreak keeps coming back or has never left, okay? So do take it as it fits for you. Whoever needs to hear this, you know who this is. You know who you are, right? So this could be something you're still holding on to, or this could be something that recently occurred. But it's led to a lot of disappointment and sadness, okay? Now, what I find really interesting in this Light Seers deck, tarot deck, we have this Five of Cups. Now, the energy here of the Five of Cups is one of losing, one of sadness, one of disappointment as things have changed, right? Or they need to change. And in the regular tarot, we see 2 cups remaining and 3 have spilled out randomly. Here, it's almost like she's sacrificing her 4th cup. All right, so there's this energy here of, yes, it's very sad. The situation's very sad. But it's almost like there needs to be a sacrifice of emotions here. Somebody needs to sacrifice their emotions and gain some clarity. We will talk about that, Queen of Swords. Here, our first clarifier out for this Five of Cups was the Eight of Pentacles. Now, I love this deck because it, as you can see, Eight of Pentacles is putting in hard work. It's the card of work itself. But you could see here her work is already completed. You can see here she is almost having a break time or reflection period on what she has completed already. All right. So I feel in order to sacrifice this sadness, there needs to be a reflection period. There needs to be a moment of someone potentially becoming enlightened to the real depths of the situation, why the situation grew to what it did, and why it was created or invested in. Emotionally, right? And in the physical. There needs to be here a higher level of enlightenment. Potentially you've pulled back from this person, or like I said, there was a split and a breakup. Some of you may feel very alone at this time. And that may be contributing to the sadness here, but there's a call to be alone. There's a call to be okay with being alone and to find the enlightenment and the secrets, the knowledge from within that really is gained through being alone. With the Queen of Swords here, she's reflecting. And if you notice at the very bottom here, there is a cup. There is emotion. It is locked up. We are no longer thinking with emotion. We need to think logically. And the Queen of Swords uses her knowledge, uses her highest forms of knowledge and wisdom. Here, she too is in contemplation, but her heart has very little to do with it, all right? So whatever it is that you're going through, the matters of the heart, the breakup, the potential very disappointing situation in a love endeavor here, potentially, right? I am really feeling love. It's this cause of now we need to sacrifice those emotions. Now is the time to go forward. Now is the time to be okay with being alone and not in a partnership, because it never worked out to begin with. Right? It was always disappointing on some sort of level, having to do with either the financial or somebody hoarding of their heart space and locking somebody out or blocking here. They were selfish with their time, energy, effort, or allowing someone to come into their heart. They were sheltered here, okay? And it brought a lot of disappointment. So now there's a call to sacrifice those emotions and think logically. Because out into the horizon, if you really pull back and focus, maybe pull back from the hustle and the bustle of the day-to-day work life as well to gain that clarity. Some of you may be burying yourself in work and not focusing enough on making those sacrifices of emotions, all right? But there's a call too, all right, darlings? This is what it feels like for me. There's a lot of prosperous energy that comes within this transformation. The lessons as well that need to be gained, right? There's a lot of knowledge that was earned in that Queen of Swords. She is this energy is an entity that earned that knowledge through experience and puts it into practice because she knows that logic is very beneficial. Here, there's passion as well. Somebody is free. I'm getting this free spirit essence. You're free. So if we sacrifice the care and sacrifice the emotion of a situation that never panned out or never worked to begin with. Now, for some of you, this requires, yes, indeed, locking up your heart and thinking about things logically for some of you. But when you do that, you look out into the horizon and you see there's so much prosperity. There's so much possibility. Thank you, Spirit. There's so much possibility. And it's almost like somebody here is being called to really reflect on the possibility, to reflect on the fact that they're now a free spirit, that they can formulate a plan here of action for their own. There's a going forward. There's a sacrifice in disappointment to allow yourself to go forward. Using logic as I feel the driving force here. Because the way of the heart is very fragile right now. Somebody is very, very hurt, heartbroken, devastated. Somebody's devastated. Potentially a home and a family fell apart, could be recently, but there's a lot of disappointment surrounding this. And clearly, there's a call for things to be, for somebody to really see things clearly and to use their highest knowledge of enlightenment, of how, of the logic of the situation as well. I heard the dynamic, it was never working, I feel, from the beginning, or it was disappointing from the beginning. You really got to see it for what it is here, potentially. Sagittarian energy here. I'm drawn to her bow. Okay, so there could be some Sagittarian energy or Sagittarius involved in the mix somehow for some of you. Or you could be a Sagittarius, right? Obviously, this is a very general reading. I'm not even sure who this is for, right? So just let me know if this applies to you. But there is a grand disappointment. And I feel here Spirit is calling this person to kind of, thank you, Spirit. Somebody here also may be burying their feelings. Burying their feelings is not the good thing to do either. Thank you, Spirit. Burying their feelings is not the thing to do either. The pain does need to be felt, but at a point, when are we perpetuating the heartbreak? And when are we like stopping ourselves from going forward with potentially new relationships as well? Because we may be closed off in our heart space, right? So there's this need to feel the feelings, but to sacrifice the feelings now. I'm getting this energy that it's time. It's time. Nobody is saying you still have to remain sad over this. You can go forward now into the realm of possibilities, taking the lessons that came from this and accumulating that, adding it to your knowledge. All right. This, of course, will lead to, I believe, wish fulfillment later on down the line. 9 of Cups, Ace of Wands there underneath that. So new opportunities of creativity, of passion, of drive. Knight of Cups under that. New love offers. I feel the floodgates need to be open, darling. That's what I feel. Somebody needs to allow the floodgates of knowledge and the floodgates of purging their heart space to allow themselves to go forward. And to also view it for the way that it's supposed to be viewed. This reflection. There's a need to see it for what it really truly was from the very beginning. I feel somebody had very high hopes for something to work out or pan out in their favor. Potentially this relationship or this home and family situation. And it's at one point it feels like things just kind of fell apart, or somebody's viewing it as things randomly fell apart. But there's almost this sense of potentially the reality is that it never worked out from the beginning. All right, so there is this need to see it clearly and correctly for what it truly is. There's a need to purge your heart space, and for somebody to really sacrifice those feelings, reflect inward, and allow themselves to see the truth in what they have now. Taking that knowledge from that Queen of Swords, taking that knowledge earned from this situation and indeed from this disappointment and this heartbreak, and allowing that going forward, taking that knowledge and going forward, because somebody here is now free. This is a free spirit. This is somebody who, with this reflecting energy as well, there's so many paths and so many directions. There's a plan here to go forward. There's a spark of creativity to go forward. And I feel somebody is being called to do just that, to open their eyes to the possibilities and to allow themselves to become that free spirit. Cut the ties of emotion, cut the ties of the relationship or the chains that bind you. Maybe somebody's still holding themselves to this disappointment. All right. So there's a need here, Spirit is saying, to reflect and to allow yourself to see the beauty in going forward now. All right, darlings. I hope that helps. I hope that resonates for somebody. I really hope that gains you guys some clarity of what Spirit would like you to do. Please do go in. I feel there's a need to go from within and cleanse that heart space. Make those sacrifices. It is painful. But Spirit is saying it's on you. You see, she is doing it. She is doing it. It's painful, but she is pouring out her last cup. She is pouring out her last cup. Now, one remaining, she will start over. She will be blessed again. It's bittersweet. It's a bittersweet situation. All right. Right now, somebody may be very focused on the bitter and not enough on the sweet. Okay. And Spirit is saying, do go within to see the sweet, to see the blessing in, and the knowledge that was obtained from this situation. Okay, guys. Best of luck to you. Again, I hope that helps. Please stay safe. Please take care out there in the world, you guys. Peace, love, and light to you all, my friends.